Had people proceeded with common sense, the situation that we are in would not be here. People who couldn't afford homes would not have bought them. Bankers would have done as they had been told and only sold homes to people who could afford them. Common sense. There's a lot of us out there. We aren't very loud, but we are the silent majority in this country. I think people need to come together over a cup of coffee, over something simple. And don't be afraid to differ in your view from someone else, but at the same time respecting that that person has a point of view and they came to that point of view from their life's experience. I'm 63 years old. All right, I worked at one restaurant for 18 years, and they closed because my boss got cancer and he had to sell the place, King of the Sea Restaurant. Then I went to Stratford Inn, and they closed there. I worked there 11 years. And I got a job at Whistle Stop up here in Brosville Station Shopping Mall. A small business, but she couldn't hang on. She opened in 2007, and the lease was so high that she couldn't pay the lease and pay her help. So that had to close. But I'm the type of person, I just refuse to sit down. My mother worked hard, my father worked hard, and I just refused to sit down. My father only had a second grade education. He could not read or write, and yet he raised 9 kids and owned a farm. We grew our own food. We did grow tobacco. He had a good living, but he lived his life according to common sense. He didn't want any more than what he needed. And we need to get back to the basics of living within our means and being happy to have that. A lovely day.
Have you never had health insurance your whole life?
Well, I had some early on, but I'm fine. 2 more years I'll be eligible for Medicare if something catastrophic happens to me. I think it's an admirable goal to try to cover everybody, but common sense dictates that we can't afford it. This country cannot afford it. People need to understand that it costs money. And these people that work so hard for what they have their whole life, it's not that they're not willing to help other people, but for someone to come in and mandate them to do it is wrong. If they do it out of the goodness of their heart, that would be the right thing. And I don't understand why people fight. I don't understand why they put each other down, conservatives and liberals. The Tea Party should not try to shut you up because you are showing different opinions in this country. And if the Tea Party doesn't want the government to shut them up, they should in turn respect other people's point of view to be heard also. Freedom of speech is the fundamental right of citizens in this country. And it makes them like the government if they try to shut other people up who don't agree with them. We need to get the whole debate out in the open. You don't have to fight to have a debate.